In this episode, I continue to try experimenting with fiber channel and storage area network. I've tried to install a new fiber channel switch with the two AlphaServer 800 and then accessing the Modular storage area 1000 and try to access a tape drive via a modular data router, but in the end, both will fail. Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode, and in this episode I will proceed with fiber channel. I've did some fiber channel tests in the previous video and I will link this video down below. And I've tested these two fiber channel switches you can see over here, and they didn't work. So at the end of the video I've used MSA1000, which is not on the video at the moment because it's quite heavy and it's, I put it on the top of one of my racks in the back of me. But there was just a point-to-point connection from this MSA1000 to the AlphaServer DS10, but there was no really no storage area network. I will use fiber channel to build a storage area network or SAN, and therefore I need a working switch. And I've got these two switches here. These are Compaq StorageWorks Fibre Channel Storages 8 and 16, because 8 port version and 16 port version, but it didn't work. And I think that these switches are not compatible with fiber channel hardware outside they were produced for. So they are produced for the KGPSA Fibre Channel Controller for Alpha and for the HSG80, but I think not for other fiber channel hardware, so they're not really compatible with other 1G hardware, and therefore I need a bit more space. I've got a new switch, but this switch is a bit longer. I've got now this thing over here. This is, put it in the middle. This is Compaq StorageWorks SAN Switch 2/16-EL. This is a bit more modern switch, a bit more than I think it's some years after that switch released, maybe in the early 2000s, I really don't know. The documentation is a bit not so good like the documentation for that models, but it's a quite common Compaq SAN switch. And what means the description? HP uses the same kind of naming scheme for switches later. It's obvious what SAN switch is, quite obvious, is a switch for SAN. And 2 is the maximum speed, so this is a 2 gigabit fiber channel switch, and 2 gigabit is compatible to 1G as well. And after the slash you can see the number 16. 16 means 16 active ports on the basic license. I have also an HP 88 SAN switch, but the HP 88 SAN switch has 24 ports. But when you want to use all 24 ports, you need to purchase a license for that ports. But here on this module, you can use all 16 ports with the basic license installed on it. And I've tested. It's not possible to connect this switch to these switches here. There's also the same error like we saw in the last video with the MSA1000. This switch said that the connection is segmented and there's connection is not possible between the older switch and this switch. And today I will try to use this switch as my primary SAN switch, so connected to the two AlphaServer 800s and to the MSA1000, and try out if it's possible to use that module over here. I've only reset the switch to the factory defaults and try out the connection between these two devices. That's everything I've tested, so we will see if that works or not. But that's not everything I will try out in that video, because I've got another cool new stuff. I've got this one over here. This is a tape drive. This is a DEC TZ89N. It's a DLT4 device for 20 GB uncompressed or 40 GB compressed. But as you can see on the back, this is a SCSI. This is a SCSI tape drive, and therefore I have another cool thing. This thing here. This is a Compaq, I think called data storage router, or it's called Modular data router, StorageWorks Modular data router. And what this thing does is basically you can connect SCSI devices via fiber channel. It's made primarily for tape drives. It supports several kinds of tape libraries as well. And it also supports these single tape drives over here. I really don't know if it's possible to connect some kind of hard drives to that device. Yeah, maybe I will try that out as well. And as you can see, there are 4 SCSI connectors, and I didn't really know if you can these are 4 separated SCSI ports, or if it's one SCSI port. I will check it as well, but I've only powered it on and checked if it's possible to boot it and reset factory defaults and did not further test with it. But this is the second thing I will do in that episode. I will connect this SCSI tape drive via fiber channel to the working SAN, if I will have a SAN built in that video. Now I will put the SAN switch 2/16-EL into my rack and connect it to the AlphaServer 800. Okay, I've put the switch into the rack and also connected the fiber connections. Here, these 2 fiber connections. Each fiber connection goes to one of the 2 AlphaServers, one to the top one to the bottom one. But at the moment there are no other fiber connections because I need longer cables than I have here in my storage. Therefore I have ordered longer cables. But now I can check if it's possible to have a connection between the switch and the 2 AlphaServers. What won't work with the internal switch of the MSA1000 in the last video. And over here there's also an Ethernet connection, because these SAN switches all have some kind of management console. It's basically a web interface with a lot of Java applets, so you cannot access this with a modern machine. I have a Windows 2000 machine in the back of me, and I can see the configuration of the management GUI of that switch. Interestingly, this switch has 2 power supplies as well. All my other switches have only 1 power supply, but this has a redundant power supply. So let's start the machines, the 2 AlphaServers, to check if there is any link, and both lights are yellow now. That means there is a fiber connection, but no fiber channel connection, so only physical connection is there. And I hope after a while they will become green. Yeah, and now both lights are green. I know they will become green because I've recorded the scene before, but I forget to start the audio recording, so I have to record this scene twice. But they are green, and now there is a working 1G fiber channel connection. So now I can proceed to build my storage area network. But I have to wait, because I do not have the longer cables here, and I've ordered them today. It takes some days until they will arrive, and then I can proceed. For you, it will be the next scene. For me, there will be several days between the scene and the next scene. But and I have at the moment a small running storage area network, but without storage at the moment. But we will proceed in the next scene with the building of this storage area network. Now it's a few days later, and I've got more fiber cables, and long enough fiber cables to connect also the other equipment. And one change I've did the last days is I've installed or mounted the switch on its original rack mounting rails, because before it just laid on the titanium underneath, and I wasn't able to put the titanium out of the rack on its rails. Therefore now the system is mounted on its own rails. And over here, there is the modular data router, and now it's also configured via network. There's a network connection on the modular data router, and it was a bit hard to find out how to configure this thing, because I found only manual in French and no English manual, and it was a bit hard to read the French manual. But now there is an IP, but I think this is just, there's no web configuration possible. This is just for SMNP. And over here there is the TZ89N, and I will connect now this thing with that switch. And the other thing is over here, there is the MSA1000, and now I have a long LC cable, so now I can connect the MSA1000 as well. So let's plug in the cables. I've connected all the cables, also the modular data router, and the modular data router link is there, so there is a connection. And I've also connected the modular storage array 1000 on the back. There is a switch on the back, and I've connected one of the switches to the other switches, and I've used not the Brocade GBIC install. I've used one of the internal not changeable fiber connections, and I did not start this thing since the last video, so I hope that this thing will start normally without any issues. So let's turn it on and see what's happening. Okay, it seems to work, so it's booted. This message is based on the cache battery. So I think, yeah, there is a lock, and there's a message that the cache battery is bad in that unit, and therefore there is the error message. But I think it has booted now. Problem is I do not see a zinc on the switch, on the switch down there, so I have to go to the back and let's check the configuration on the back of that unit. Maybe the internal fiber connections doesn't work, and I will switch it to the Brocade GBIC. So here we are on the back of the unit, and we can see the 2G light is blinking. I've set the switch manually to 2G, but 1G wasn't working as well, and let's try to put it in here. But won't synchronize with the switch, I think. So I will set it to 1G back on the other switch, maybe to synchronize with 1G. Yeah, I did a bit of research about the configuration of the internal switch, and I found out that the internal switch, which is called MSA Fabric Switch 6 or something like that, should not provide an E-port, and therefore it's not possible to connect the internal module from that MSA1000 or the internal switch which in that MSA1000 to another switch. Last time in the software there was written that it's an detected as an E-port, but I could not set the port manual to an E-port. I could only set it to F or FL. And also there is a successor of the internal switch, which is called MSA SAN Switch 2/8 or something like that, and there is written in the documentation that fully E-port support is provided. So I think the internal SAN switch of the MSA1000s are completely crap, and I have to replace them. There are modules available without the switch functionality, and I will buy at least one of these and then put it in. So there will be a third video about the integration of this MSA1000 into my storage area network, because at the moment I'm not able to connect it with the other switch. But there was another thing, and this was the modular data router here on top. There's the second one, so I've bought two of them because I wasn't sure which modules were installed. I wasn't able to see that on eBay, so I've bought two ones, but they are identical. Nearly. This one has a bit bended COM port here, but both modular data routers works. So let's try out to access the tape device via the modular data router and leave the MSA1000 here on top of the rack. We'll see that thing in the next fiber channel video, which will come up when I have another part for it. Here is the modular data router. With network configuration installed, and this is the console of that system, but I think there is no really configuration necessary, so it will be auto-configured. And on the back I have connected two fiber channel connections. There are two connections to the switch because I want to try out how OpenVMS behaves with multiple path environment. And here is this SCSI connection, goes to the back of the tape library. And now let's switch to the alphas and to OpenVMS and check how to configure all that stuff in OpenVMS. This is the SRM of one of the alphas, and before I will boot OpenVMS, I have to configure the fiber channel controller because the fiber channel controller is unconfigured at the moment. So first I will go to that mode, and then we will wait, it's wrong. We can use the tool wwidmgr, show adapter, and there you can see there's a message NVRAM read failed and next stop was unavailable, because so you can see this controller is not configured at the moment. And with this tool, set adapter minus dash item 999. So this is all controllers, and then set the topo to fabric, and then we format the NVRAM, and then we have a look. Then DMGR dash set show adapter. You can see now the NVRAM failed message is gone, and the next topo is set to fabric. And last time I've added also the hard drives via this tool, but this is not necessary. You need only that tool wwidmgr when you add hard drives to boot from. When you use all other devices like tape drives, or also not the hard drives we are booting from, you can do this in OpenVMS. So we will see that later. First I will reboot the machine with the init command, and then we'll boot OpenVMS. And when I'm in OpenVMS, I will scan for new devices with OpenVMS tools. So now we are in OpenVMS, and first I will disable the messages. So now we are not disturbed by all of these messages. So to find new devices, we can use sysman. So there's a command IO, and then find wwid. And at the moment we don't see that there is any new device, because I did it on the other machine before to test it, and because this is a cluster machine with a common system device, it automatically finds the device of the other machine. And after that you can use IO auto, and then it will automatically configure the fiber channel device. So, but that's not necessary on that system, because when we enter show device, we will see there is we won't see the. That's interesting. Okay. Normally we would see that device. Maybe I have to scan with wwidmgr before. So I thought because it's a common device, you did not find it again. So let's reboot the machine and check it. So now we are back in the SRM, and then set mode again, and wwidmgr show wwid full. It's only prior to before I boot. Okay, we have to init again. So, another try. wwidmgr dash show wwid dash full. Okay, there are some links missing. That is interesting. Why won't it see the modular data router? Okay, this thing I really do not understand, because there should be the MDR as well. Let's go to the other machine for a moment. This is the tape drive, $2 $MGA0. The allocation class is set to 2, it's normal on Fibre Channel, and it's online. MGA0. So you can see this is TZ89, is correct, is online, etc., etc. Passed to devices, and these are the two paths. And you can see both OpenVMS detects automatically that is a multi-path environment. But I do not understand at the moment why I cannot see it on the other machine. This is something I have to further investigate. After some further investigations, and really do not understand why this server here on the right, this is one AlphaServer 800, can see the modular data router. Here, these are the lower two WWIDs starting with 5005, and on the left, this is the other AlphaServer 800, cannot see the modular data router. I've replaced the controller, but the controller is okay. I've checked if there are any remaining routing configuration on the switch, but this is okay. The route are set okay. So this is not the switch configuration. This is not the configuration of the modular data router. It's not a broken controller. So I do not really understand it, because yeah, both machines are equal in any way. So this is a thing I do not understand. So for an unknown reason, one of the AlphaServer 800s cannot access the modular data router at the moment. But of course I will do another Fibre Channel video with the MSA1000, and then I will try out to access with the third machine to that storage area network. Then I will see if that machine can see the modular data router or not. But I will try to access the tape drive via Fibre Channel, and one machine can see it. I will use the machine here on the right to access the tape drive. So I will start OpenVMS now again on that machine here, and then I will try to access a tape. Now we are back on one of the machines. I booted the machine which can see the tape drive, and you can see it here, show devices. There is the tape drive, and this tape drive is online. And I have got a tape here. This tape here, this is a backup tape of one of my Vexes, and I will put this tape now into the tape drive over here. So load the tape drive with this tape. Let's do it. So I hope that the tape drive will load the tape. And then I will check if it's possible to mount it. This is everything. The sound is normal. Also the blinking LEDs on the right a few seconds ago. So I think it will load the tape. So let's try to mount the tape. Mount $2 $MGA0, and then I think it's DBS1BU, because the backup of the machine DBS1. tape is not labeled. Okay, that's not the best sign. So I'll try it again. Okay, so then I will try out to write the ID. Yeah, for unknown reason, it's not possible to mount everything, and the error count is also rising. I think the issue while accessing the modular data router via the other server is not the only issue, because I'm not able to access the tape drive properly. I know for sure that the tape drive is working because I've connected it to the AlphaServer DS10 directly to a SCSI controller, and I was able to load and read this tape, this particular tape. So I know that the tape is working and the tape drive is working, or it was working a few days ago, but I do not think that the tape drive broke down in the last days. So I think there are some further issues in the configuration of the storage area network, maybe on the switch, maybe on the modular data router. So this is something further to investigate. And this is the end also of that video, and I showed you a bit of my hardware, but at the end, everything I've tried out in that video failed. Fiber channel and try out fiber channel in my network with storage area network is a thing which wasn't really successful in 2 videos now I've made about it. But I hope that later on it will be a bit better, but I do have to make some further investigations. Maybe you have some suggestions, so write suggestions down in the comments below when you do not quit the video before, because this is the end. And I hope you found it interesting, although it wasn't a successful video, and see you in the next episode.